Part 2, healing, integration, when the soul, mind, and nervous system become whole again. When healing stops being effort and becomes reality. At the windowsill, there comes a phase of healing that feels different from every phase before it. It does not feel like fighting. It does not feel like striving. It does not feel like trying to convince yourself of truth. This phase is called integration. Integration is the moment when healing stops being something you actively are doing and becomes something that has taken a hold inside of you. Before integration, truth exists intellectually. You understand what happened. You understand what was real. You understand what was not. But your nervous system has not fully accepted it yet. Your body still reacts. Your emotions still surge. Your system still prepares for danger that no longer exists. Integration is when your nervous system finally receives the message, you are safe now, and it believes it, not because you forced it to believe, but because your system has experienced enough stability to trust it. Integration is when your mind, your nervous system, and your identity stop living in separate timelines. They return to the same present reality, whole. The fragmentation that occurs during trauma. To understand integration, you must understand fragmentation. Fragmentation is not weakness. It is protection. When a person experiences prolonged psychological, emotional, and relational trauma, the nervous system cannot safely process the truth all at once. So it separates into functions. One part continuing functioning in daily life. One part carries the grief. One part carries the fear. One part carries the truth that cannot be faced. One part carries hope to maintain survival. This allows the person to continue living without collapsing. Fragmentation protects survival, but fragmentation cannot sustain wholeness. Healing is not complete until all of those parts reunite. Integration is the reunification of the self, not creating someone new, but restoring who you were before survival required division. The nervous system's role in integration. Integration is not primarily psychological. It is neurological too. The nervous system operates through threat detection. When trauma occurs, the nervous system learns that certain environments, people, or emotional states are dangerous and you need to avoid and stay away. Even after the threat is gone, though, the nervous system continues reacting as if the threat remains. This is not weakness. It is called conditioning. Integration occurs when the nervous system relearns safety through lived experiences. Over time, the nervous system stops activating survival responses in the absence of actual danger. This creates internal coherence. The person is no longer living in protection mode. They are now living in reality. Signs that integration is occurring. Integration has specific identifiable markers, not externally, but internally. So if you begin to notice the following things, you can remember without collapsing. You don't fall apart. You can speak about the past without becoming emotionally flooded and break down. You no longer feel compelled to seek answers for those who harmed you. You no longer feel compelled to prove your worth. You know who you are. You no longer feel destabilized by reminders. You feel sadness, but not fear. You feel grief, but not panic. You feel clarity without an urgency. This is integration. You are no longer reacting. You are observing. You are no longer surviving. You are living. And living in truth, full acknowledgement, trying to take it all in and process it in a healthy, whole way. Emotional changes during integration. During integration, emotional experiences change in specific ways. Emotion becomes fluid instead of overwhelming. Sadness moves through without destabilizing your identity. Grief surfaces without dismantling your nervous system. Memories arise without activating survival responses. You are no longer controlled by your emotional states. Emotions move through you, but they do not control you. This is emotional sovereignty, and this is emotional regulation. Identity restoration during integration. One of the most profound aspects of integration is identity restoration. During trauma, identity becomes organized around survival. That person becomes defined as avoidance, fear, hyper-awareness, and self-protection. During integration, identity reorganizes around stability instead of survival. You have clarity, you're grounded. The person no longer asks, how do I protect myself? They begin asking, what do I want? Who am I now? What is mine to rebuild? Identity returns to self-authorship. No reaction, but creation. Physical symptoms of integration. Integration often produces physical symptoms as the nervous system recalibrates. These may include fatigue, muscle soreness, body heaviness, increased need for rest, emotional waves, reduced tolerance for overstimulation. This is not regression. This is recalibration. The nervous system is releasing long-held tension. The body is returning to baseline. The phase requires rest. It's kind of like reset on your TV. Reset, go back to reset settings. Not force. Spiritual integration, alignment with truth. Integration is not only neurological, it is spiritual. Spiritual integration is the moment when your internal reality aligns with truth. Not the truth others told you. Not the truth you hoped was real, but the truth that exists in reality. Spiritual integration produces peace, not because the past changed, but because your relationship to the past has changed. You are no longer fighting reality. You are living in truth. Truth stabilizes the nervous system. Truth stabilizes identity. Truth stabilizes the soul. And God says, truth will set you free. And it does. Father speaks, the voice of restoration. My child, I have been restoring you. I've been restoring what was divided, not by force, but by my presence as you abide with me. I did not rush your healing. I walked with you through it. Every moment of grief, every moment of awakening, every moment of rebuilding, you are not who you were when survival was required. You are who you were created to be before survival became necessary. You are whole, you are safe, you are restored, not because it no longer controls you, but remain with me. You are established. Scripture, Psalm 23:3, He restores my soul. Romans 12:2, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. James 1:4, let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete. Teaching model, integration phase overview. Integration is the final stage of healing. It follows survival, awakening, separation, and stabilization. Integration restores nervous system stability, identity coherence, emotional regulation, spiritual alignment. Integration is not the end of growth, though. It is the end of fragmentation. Journaling prompt. What truths can I now hold without fear? Where have I noticed stability replacing survival? What parts of myself have returned? Challenge. Allow integration to complete without rushing yourself forward. Do not interpret sadness as regression. Sadness is just reality. Sadness during integration is release, not collapse. It helps you heal and move forward. Honor the stability that you have built. You are no longer surviving. You are whole. And give yourself a pat on the back. You survived that. And you can, all of you can, no matter where you are. And I have to tell you that God is the great healer. He is the great physician. You cannot heal alone. You cannot do this on your own. And no therapist and no counselor and no doctor can do the full wholeness and peace that only God can. I mean, you can feel better, but to be one and done, let Jesus walk you through that healing journey. He's with you, alongside you, all the way. You are not alone. And let him hold you. Be honest, be real. Don't feel shame or guilt. First of all, this is not your fault. You are healing. And, it might not just be the one-time thing that caused, the fall, but all of the trauma before, we become broken. And this just adds to the complexity when we get into relationships that break us more. And so I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for your healing.